we're joined by the management of Patel Engineering. Kavita Shirvaikar, MD of Patel Engineering, joins in. Kavita, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. The company has been in the news for a recent big order that you won in the hydro project space. But before I talk to you about that, our condolences. I believe Mr. Rupin Patel passed away but 2 months ago, and must have been a big shift and move. I hope things are okay.
Yeah, all things are okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. See, we are a 75-year-old company. We have till now completed more than 250 projects. So it demonstrates our execution capability, and we have a strong team of engineers, all technocrats. So I think the show must go on, and we are executing the projects at full speed. Recently, we completed T14 and T15 project. It's a part of a railway. So things are fine, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good to hear, Kavita. Yeah, hoping for and good luck, of course, going ahead as you take on the realm of the affairs. But good news has come in a few days ago. You managed to bag a big bang hydro project order. And the government's focus on this is something that's kept Patel Engineering also in the news. So lots of tie-ups, lots of activity. You want to walk us through what's going on and how is business at this stage?
See, recently you might be aware we have a tie-up. We have signed MOU with RVNL. It's a PSU. So it's a first collaboration between public and private partnership to execute future hydropower projects, large value projects, and other infrastructure projects.
What is the size of this collaboration, or the size of the business that you will do with RVNL, ma'am?
See, it depends on the whichever project. See, it is a collaboration. It is a joint venture. Okay, for future projects, we will bid jointly for the large hydro projects and other infrastructure projects. So it depends on the projects.
What will be the revenue share between you and RVNL? What are the sort of financials that have been worked out?
That will vary based on the project to project, ma'am.
Ma'am, but there must be some broad outline that you all have agreed upon.
It is depending on the project which we get. We will be jointly for the project.
Okay. Let me just ask you a bit about, Kavita ji, your order book. And I was looking at your order book for Q1 FY25. There's already an order book at 17,901 crore rupees. What is your outlook for the full financial year? Because your FY24 order book in totality is about 18,600 crores.
See, our order book is around 18,000 crore, 60% coming from hydro, around 21% from irrigation, and rest from other sectors. See, going forward, we see huge opportunity available in the sector where we operate in. Hydro itself, there is a potential of 133 gigawatt in India. So far, project development is around 46 gigawatt. Balance, around 90 gigawatt, there is a potential. Out of that, 30,000 megawatt projects is already announced for the bidding in near future. So we are targeting to bid in for large hydro projects, plus irrigation, plus tunneling. And we have already shortlisted, identified around 50,000 worth projects, which we are going to bid in near future.
Okay, so in this financial year, what is the number you've earmarked, Kavita ji, in terms of your order book? You're already at 18,000 crore at the end of this FY25. Where do you expect to be at?
So we expect in next year to add around 10 to 15,000 crore order book in next 1 year.
Got it. Mr. Shirvaikar, good morning. Amongst the other ideas to talk to you was also this large order win that NHPC had, wherein they have signed up for a 7,300 megawatt set of projects with Maharashtra. I'm sure if it's happening in Maharashtra, it's happening elsewhere. Now, when we had spoken to Mr. Rupin Patel at the time of your QIP, he had spoken about how you have a good market share in this field and you probably enhance it based on the strength of your balance sheet. So, one is the order book accumulation that you will get. Two is the execution that you do. What's the guidance, informal, internal assessment that you may have about what you would do in FY25 and what you're likely to do over the course of the next 2 or 3 years?
So considering our current order book, FY25, our target is to revenue increase by 10%. We'll be able to maintain the margin 14 to 15%. Going forward, as we are planning to add around 10 to 15,000 crore new orders in 1 year. So we see going forward from FY26 onwards, there will be revenue growth. We expect 15 to 20%.
Okay, so if the order book is so strong, why is it just a 10% growth number? Are there execution issues or are projects at the beginning stage because of which it's taking time, Ms. Shirvaikar?
No, it is as per schedule only. See, as last year, because of election, order book was subdued. We see now going forward, it is going to pick up. So considering that time cycle, like hydro, we have 60% where the time cycle is 4 to 5 years. Considering overall, we expect this year FY25 10% growth.
What about the PSP vertical? There's also a big push coming in from the government on PSP. And that also contributes to your top line. I know that you're optimistic on the growth numbers there. How well do you see that playing out? Any big conversations, bids that are currently underway for Patel Engineering in the PSP vertical?
The last budget, as you all are aware, last budget, government completely focused on renewable energy and development of pumped storage power projects. The Ministry of Power has already, there is a potential of 60 gigawatt, which is under survey and investigation. NHPC signed MOU for 7 gigawatt. THDC recently signed MOU for 6 gigawatt. Other private players also have shown the interest in signing MOU with the government. It is to meet the peaking power requirement. So we see huge opportunity being a hydro player there itself also. And we have already shortlisted certain projects which we are bidding in near future.
Kavita, you also have significant project exposures in the Middle East, and historically we've noticed that because of stress in that part of the world, some of your projects have got delayed. Any concerns there? What does your international project order book look like? You want to just walk us through it and any concerns on that front?
See, right now our focus is in India. And over and above India, we are executing one project for SJVNL in Nepal. So right now our focus is in India only.
So one area that you'd love to talk about is to tell us about the debt. There were some concerns a few months ago on the fact that Patel Engineering, had a fairly high debt. But we've seen that operationally improve. You've consciously reduced and lowered your debt as we see it. Give us a sense of the debt equity and how much more debt repayment are you looking at over the course of this financial year?
As you all are aware, we are consistently reducing our debt. From peak 5,500 to we have reduced to 2,000 crore, and now our current debt is around 1,500 crore. So it is a debt equity ratio is around 0.42.
Kavita ji, just a couple of things I want to understand. So obviously a lot of focus on hydropower with various states, and you've just signed a huge set of projects. You're doing 6 PSPs with Maharashtra government. Just want to understand in terms of revenue, the state breakup. Is the focus and concentration more on some states rather than the other? Can you give us a bit of a picture there?
Hydro, our focus is, central PSUs largely.
Okay.
And some other state, like we are working for Himachal, we are working from Himachal and other state. And Maharashtra
you
also.
You have a Maharashtra government pact which you've signed for 33,600 crores, right?
It's signed by THDC. THDC has signed 6 gigawatt with Maharashtra government.
Okay. Okay. Now, give me a sense of all of these orders that are coming in, Kavita ji. What is the kind of capex that you would be lining up for this going ahead? Would you need more capex coming in? Would you need to raise funds?
See, let me tell you, for hydro itself, there is 1,50,000 crore work is coming in near future for bidding. In irrigation, we see huge opportunity, around 90,000 crore work is coming up. Over and above, we see tunneling also. There is huge work in pipeline. So our current focus will be in these areas. In addition to that, we will looking for pipeline work in some of the selected states. So overall, there is a huge opportunity. And right now, our focus is to, we are working on bidding of around 50,000 crore projects. Now, coming to the fund requirement, as you are aware, we have already raised 400 crores via QIP in current financial year only. So this will meet our working capital requirement for the project.
Ms. Shirvaikar, at least one question from my end is on how the targets for hydro have been bumped up by the government. So would you reckon that this growth rate of between 10 to 20% is possible for the better part of the remainder of the decade, or you do not have visibility for that far out?
No, we are confident. Looking at the opportunity available in the sector, we are confident to maintain the growth of 15 to 20%.
Ms. Shirvaikar, as things stand?
Yeah, as things stand.
No, but do you think you can do it for the next 5 years, or is it only visibility for the next 3 years?
No, we can do it for next 5 years.
You can do it for next 5 years. Okay. Great. Ms. Shirvaikar, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us, and all the best for the quarters and the years ahead.
Thank you so much.